Hello, welcome to my podcast, which I still don't know what it's going to be about, so here we go. I am Dawn Zadarko, your drug dealer Dawn. Been a pharmacist for over 30 years. God, that's a long time. Fuck, okay. Whoop. Let's see how I can segue this into something that makes sense to you and me. Not to be too serious. So one of the podcast ideas is to talk about all your fears and then overcome them in front of people, which seems like a terrible idea. However, maybe they're just clever. Because as you try anything new or challenging, all our old friends come back and say, "Stranger things, I'm coming to your head and I'll overtake your thoughts." And just when I thought I was too old for that. So, I want to talk about Stranger Things, watching with my kids, reminding me of the summer of 1986 when I was 15 in Iowa, Correctionville, Iowa. And I took my cousin to the beach for the day, and he wouldn't put sunscreen on, or I forgot about it because we're too busy talking to the boys. And he got so bright red like a tomato, like so burnt he couldn't even lay on the sheet. And I felt like a bad babysitter, but no one got mad at me about it. I mean, he was uncomfortable for the night. I wouldn't recommend doing this. I'm a big proponent of sunscreen, although I was a baby oil baby, so reversing all that sun damage. And it just reminds me also that some people just have to learn how to not do things by doing them first. There's some people you can tell a million times, "Hey, don't do this," it doesn't matter. Because if they don't learn it themselves, they just won't do it. I think I'm that person. Sure, I learned from my brother's dumbness not to be blatantly dumb and tell my parents. And I always just thought maybe I was like naive or trusted too much. But I actually think maybe I'm just gullible. I get jokes, I just don't get them. No, I do get them. So there's a little epiphany. So how are y'all enjoying your summer? Are you counting down till the Stranger Things premiere on July 1st? Because I am. Even though there's a lot going on, sometimes the days get really long and you just get caught up in a routine, and then the routine is these thoughts that spin out in your head. And I was pretty sick of that routine because it ends up with me saying shit I don't want to say to people that I care about and hurting their feelings. And then I realized the person I was doing this to and was creating all this was me. Because of anyone I'm critical of, I'm even more critical of myself. And as I worked through this like mental fitness muscle where you're like spending 15 minutes a day like you would at the gym lifting weights to change your positive thinking from 3 to 1, which is like over 75% positive thoughts, I got some of my little saboteurs on lockdown, but then the other ones crept in and they were so much meaner than the first ones around. So, startling revelation. And it's funny how talking to someone else, they can see that, but you're sitting in it and you can't see it yourself. So maybe that's why I wanted to talk about words matter. What you say matters, and what you don't say matters. But what I'm learning to find out is it's not your wording that matters as much as your intention. Because if you say something, "Oh, you're such a little fool. I can't believe that you got so lucky on that." Instead of, "Oh, you're such a little fool. I can't believe you got so lucky on that." One of them will make you mad, and one of them you will laugh with. So is it the words or the tone of your voice? Because part of your brain that hears what people are saying isn't your database, it's your emotional base. And if the tone the person hears or you're resonating with has hostility or anger or thunder, I don't know, sarcasm, it doesn't matter if you say, oh my God, you are so beautiful, but you said, oh my God, you're so beautiful, which sounds really mean. So maybe putting the judge on strict visitation with yourself and with other people. But first holding yourself accountable to the same things that we want to do for other people. And as much as I've been a pharmacist for 30 some years, I'm now a yoga instructor and a meditation trainer. And I would say if there was such a thing as like a green witch, that would be me, because I'm a Virgo, so I'm very down to earth and earthy, and I'm taking meditation classes, and I'm always like expanding my database, and I'm very empathic and clairvoyant and clairaudient. Also, when you smell things, like when I needed to quit my job, my computer smelled like it was on fire, like an electrical fire, which is a pretty clear sign that you need to pay attention to something going on around you. So as I'm tuning more into my own thoughts, I'm realizing how much I've let this judge wreak havoc on me. And my perception has been that outside people caused it. But you do way more damage to yourself mentally every day, or in the process of trying to get what you want, because we're in this pattern and we can't stop the pattern. But we can remember that if you put your hand on the stove, your immediate reaction is to pull it back, right? Because that's your fight or flight or freeze. But you don't have to hold your hand on the stove after you've realized that that happened, because you can't stop from thinking, oh, I'm so stupid, I can't believe I did that. But do you have to really let that take you into this whole spin out? Or can you think, okay, I see you, I'm pinching you with my fingers, I'm taking myself into a actual physical thing in my body, touch, smell, feet, visual, anything you can concentrate on that makes you present, then resets that brain. It doesn't let that judge take over and take you into this tailspin. So I'm curious, maybe if you can share, if any of you have this or not, on my website, or a link to this, I will put in this. Is Positive Intelligence. It is a very well recognized and much publicized neuroscience website that has been doing a lot of work on brain chemistry and increasing your positivity. If your negative vortex of thinking is higher than 75%, or if your positive thinking is less than 75%, all of your thoughts go down a negative hole. But once you flip it above 75, you operate out of a positive perspective the majority of the time. It's just doing the work to get yourself there. And it's a daily practice, just like cardio, if you're running a Spartan, lifting weights, anything else. So I think I'm here to just help everyone realize, hey, you don't have to meditate, or you don't have to do this. There's all these things. You don't have toxic positivity. Have someone to talk about, have an actionable plan to change, and see how much of a difference that makes in the next goals you set for yourself, whether it be to be fit, mentally active, have a better relationship, sleep more, have less stress, hit your next achievement. Operating from a place of happiness does it in a totally different way. So I look forward to seeing you next Friday on It's Fit Fucking Friday. Today is mental fitness. We'll see where we go next. Bye.